Hello and welcome to the Hunt Banish Extract podcast, the podcast that's here to reach out to you about your car's extended warranty. I am your host, the Drunken Bard, aka DJ, and with me are three of my beautiful co-hosts today, Sleepy Weasel, aka Tyler.
I do pay for my car insurance, I promise.
El Maestro, aka Colin.
I've got a Bruin.
It's a Bruin.
The patron saint of 3 stars, aka Rat329.
Hi, I'm also known as Jake from State Farm.
And we have a very special guest, one of our honorary hunters here to be the perspective of a newer player on Hunt Showdown, Cube.
Yo, I don't buy warranties.
I don't think any of us do.
My man.
If any of y'all are falling for those phone calls, I'm sorry, but your information's getting stolen. All right, gentlemen. So we're going to start at the nice, easy place, keep a good pace here. So, Cube, since you're our special guest, what are you running in Hunt Showdown lately? What are you taking?
Ooh, so I'm trying to use a lot of different things lately. I've been rolling through my list, and I'm not a special ammo aficionado, so I've been taking a lot of barks with poison. That's been fun.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, that's
And
a
secondary-
scary combo.
Yeah, leaving them with 1 HP and no healing. Secondary, I've been using a lot of hunting bow.
Hell
Nice.
yeah, dude.
That's
Quartermaster, yeah.
that's a hard one to get used to for some people.
Yeah.
So that's good that you're a new player. You're going with the big guns, or the bow, I should say. I like
Gotta
it.
hit him with the 1-2 punch and sparks him first, and then concertina arrow him.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's not a bad idea. Flush him right out. If not,
I guess really what we're trying to say is this guy fucks.
yeah, pretty
yeah.
much.
Oh, it's great, but yeah, or even upgrade to the hand crossbow with
With the choke.
bolts. Yes, sir.
I
You
knew that was
gotta meme
coming.
at least sometime. Yeah, you got it though. You gotta try it.
Yeah, imagine killing somebody with a choke bomb. That'd be pretty baller.
It's a lot of fun. All right, boys, what are you guys taking?
Honestly, I have just gone back to my roots. Just taken this good old Centennial with full metal. People can't hide from me. I blast them through walls.
Blasting.
Just
Seriously,
FMJ
though.
Centennial?
Like, FMJ, like basically anything that can run FMJ. Mostly, I've been using a lot of the carbine to the Lamat carbine, excuse me, with full metal as well. But mostly the Centennial. That thing is just scary.
It is a fun
There's a
gun.
lot.
What about the
There's a lot.
secondary? What are you taking with it?
I mean, if it's a Lamat, usually I'll just take just a conversion just for the ammo pool with full metal as well. So, but if it's with a Centennial, I always go my officer in case somebody gets up real close to me. Then I can just pop, and they're still dead. So,
Right on. All right, boys, what are you taking?
Boys.
Boys?
Me and Sway and Chris have been having these nightly we call them Bayou terrorist nights.
Oh.
oh,
Like
I'd
we
just like to point out you got that from me.
yeah, I did.
committing more war
but-
crimes in the bayou. I see.
But the other day I ran double hunting bow with frag arrows
Oh,
on all
no.
of it. And then Chris was running sparks with FMJ and pain sense. And I think Sway was also running something to make him bleed. But all you would hear for that whole match is boom! Oh, I hit one. Boom! Ah!
Jeez.
That
As
is awesome.
soon as you said hunting bow, I knew immediately what you were going to go with. I was like, "Yep." Like, what is
Oh, yeah,
the
it was-
most broken and scary and
Like, you know that-
ridiculous loadout?
It was amazing because, like, I think Chris actually got a clip where I think 3 or 4 kills in a row. You hear me just say that I hit somebody, and then he hits dark sight and shoots through the wall and kills them.
Well, you know that
My man.
name.
My man shooting through walls.
that meme of like the why can't you just be normal? And it's the kid screaming in the backseat. That's Rat.
That 100% is Rat. Hell yeah.
You just
All
hear
right,
autistic reeing through the bayou. Oh, there's Rat again.
All right. What are you taking, Colin?
I've returned to the marathon recently.
What the hell?
That's a solid gun, though, right there. That's
yeah.
one of my favorites as well.
Underrated as all hell. What do you take with it?
It's really good with high velo. Like
Yes.
really good.
My man.
It's a really good gun.
I think with high velo, where did I put it? I'm in shooting range right now. I think high velo, its drop range is 170.
Shit.
or
What's
something
that?
like
I mean, that's further than like the Berthier and stuff. So
Yeah.
And since compact ammo also has the lowest bullet drop, especially with high velo, that's insane. You could snipe
Yeah.
from crazy ranges.
Yeah.
Those iron sights throw me off. I can't use that gun.
That's fair.
you just got to not think about the sights. Like
I feel
you
like
just-
the sights are really good for it, though.
I
I
actually
think so too.
I
prefer
can I can see what Cube is saying though. Like they're not my favorite sights, but it definitely hasn't failed me. I guess it hasn't caused any issues, but there are a lot better sights. I would agree with that though.
I mean, I personally prefer the sights to the marathon over the Winnie sights.
Really?
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I do.
That's nuts.
Probably wouldn't say that, but I definitely appreciate the sights a lot. It's a really solid build, even for what it is, and it's mostly the hip fire that makes me like the marathon because it requires nothing else. It requires nothing else to be that fast of a shot. But
Yep,
are you taking
just
like?
blam,
Okay.
blam. No, I'm
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. So
Well, because like Colin, you taking like a Bornheim or something with you? I've seen you screw him with the Bornheim.
Oh yeah, Bornheim is pretty much always going to be my secondary.
Okay.
For small slots, it's pretty much always what I take.
do you take it silence like James Bond or?
I like the extended. It's got a slower reload, but more shots, more gooder.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Especially with a gun with 74 damage. Well,
Yep.
I have taken. Well, it's funny that you say that you've taken that gun because that's one of your babies. I've been taking the drilling hatchet, and I got some nasty fucking headshots with that gun because I was taking high velo on it as well.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, no, that gun is always amazing. I will never get tired of the drilling. The reduced damage doesn't mean much if I shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
And well, because I've also been on a surge of taking the base Nagant again because it's one of those pistols where if you get really, really good with weapons that are considered absolute shit, you'll be a master of anything in the game. That's why if you take the Derringer and land headshots like one of our good friends, our honorary hunters, Chris, man, it's hard to go wrong.
Chris
With
is terrifying in the bayou.
He's a great dude, though.
The
He's a lot
terror
of
of
fun.
Bayou. The terror of the Bayou.
But what I've been taking otherwise with it is I'll take like a shotgun with slugs just to make sure that I have something close range because I feel like if I don't, I'm always getting laid the fuck out by a shotgun if they come within 5 meters of me.
Oh yeah.
That no question at all. And then I've been taking I took the Lamat with the Lamat carbine with the scope. I was surprised how much I liked it because it's not a bad gun. I just with a gun like that, I really don't prefer a scope. I usually prefer it on long ammo, but it has a fast enough velocity that I was actually very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty much that's what we've been running. So, Cube.
Well, I actually have a question for Cube first. Actually.
Yeah, go right ahead.
No, I'm joking. But I do. So like, what's a weapon you want to get good with?
Oh, it's funny that Bart says that is the drilling. I was just talking to Sway about that yesterday. I feel like the drilling, like either you're amazing with it or you don't touch it. That's how I feel. I can't use that gun. I don't know what it is. I can hit headshots on a lot of guns, and it's not that one.
Is it the price tag? Like, are you afraid of losing all that money, like with that
Oh,
gun?
I
Because it is
couldn't care
expensive.
less.
So
Yeah.
okay.
No, I couldn't care less about the cash. It's the fact that if I do take that gun, I do so bad that the game's not fun.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That makes sense.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you do with the drilling that makes it so successful for you?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things where putting their head on the bead because the sights are really weird, but there's kind of like a bulbous end to it. It almost feels like that thing just helps me aim a lot faster. And with the drilling, I know I have 2 shots. If I miss the first one, I'm not afraid to take a second fast shot. That's kind of the thing with that gun is if you miss the first one, you have to be ready to take the second one. And if you get the first shot, well, you have a quick second shot. It feels like to me like a Springfield with 2 bullets in it. It just does.
That is true.
So are you getting up close, or are you kind of hanging back when that's your primary weapon?
Hanging back because it has an emergency shotgun, but I treat it exactly like that, an emergency. It is
Gotcha.
a range rifle. The only one that I take close and I make sure that I aim close is the short version because the sway is significantly more. So that's one of those weapons where it is important to know how it feels because there's only one other weapon that I can think of that feels like the drilling, but the other weapon is actually a completely different velocity, and that is the Martini Henry. And you'd be like, what? Those guns aren't comparable. Not really, but to me, it feels like an identical kind of weapon in terms of the power. I can't really put a hand on it.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because I think
it's like a Springfield that you don't immediately have to reload to take the follow-up shot.
that's it.
I
And then,
I like it a lot.
yeah, and it's got the emergency shotgun on it, ready and rock and roll. And it didn't used to. Fun fact, it did not used to load all 3. Like if you shot both shots and the shotgun, it did not automatically reload the shotgun. Or if you were reloading the shotgun, it did not reload the rifle. That was added later as quality of life. So
The
enjoy.
amount of hatred that I still have for early videos of the drilling to this day because of all the times I got killed because it wouldn't reload all 3.
Gotta make a compilation of that.
Oh, it hurts like mentally to see it.
Well, luckily they fixed that very early on. So we got very spoiled with that.
Yeah,
But-
that is good.
Okay. Well, okay. I like that Tyler took initiative and asked a question in there. Does anybody have a question before mine?
So, is there anything that you've noticed has helped you in the time that you've been learning how to play Hunt? Because I feel like if somebody asks me what should I do to get better at the game, my idea of what they should work on is completely different from my idea of like, or from the idea of what somebody who's newer to the game would tell them that they should work on.
Sorry. So like, what's the question? Like, where did I find my like?
So what are the things
ahead.
that you found helped you the most to get better at the game while you've been learning how to play it, like
Okay.
map knowledge and all that?
Honestly, as simple as it sounds, I sucked for at least the first 200 hours. I mean, I still suck, but I really sucked for the first 200 hours. And what really helped is just getting the hell in there. Get in there, shotgun, whatever it is. Whatever you have in your hand, just use it. Whatever you have to throw at them, throw it. Just do it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're hanging
Yeah.
around, you're going to get shot.
Yeah,
So-
funny enough,
True.
that is exactly the thing that helped me. Like, if I got into a fight, I realized how bad it was that I was constantly hiding, and just jumping up and starting to actually fight helped me improve a lot.
Yeah. It's a good answer. I like that answer because there's so many people. Well, I'll have something that'll kind of go along with exactly what you're saying later. Do you have a question, Colin, before I ask?
Nah.
Okay. So, Cube, what is it necessarily that drew you to this game? That's kind of like the initiation question, right? What did you see that made you purchase Hunt Showdown?
So initially it was basically the look. I don't know. I don't want to say vibe. I want to say the atmosphere and a lot of the skins, to be honest. Like I saw a lot of pictures of skins first before I even bought the game, and I was like, this game looks like it could be crazy. And that's what got me into it. But what kept me playing was the community for sure. Like after I got it, everyone was so helpful. Like I play a lot of random trios, and I know you guys must think that's crazy, but I know you guys don't play random trios a lot.
I was the only one that did, but yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
No,
like
that's great.
It was
great.
so easy. Not I don't want to say easy to learn either, but
They made it easier. They were helpful.
They made it so much easier. Like there was no douchebags at least the first 100 hours. There were no douchebags. Like it was like, yo, what does this do? And they're like, oh, if you do this and you get this, then you can get this. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And I wouldn't annoy them too much. I wouldn't ask too many questions, and they'd be like, yo, get this guy the hell out of here.
Right, but
yeah,
they were at least willing to work with you. They weren't like immediately like, oh, why are you taking this gun instead of this one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would only ask like 2 or 3 questions to every new game. I would ask like 2 or 3 questions to every single lobby I queued up in, and it was always helpful.
Well, okay. And what's one of the biggest things that was a difficult hurdle for you? I mean, obviously, when you first loaded up the game, what was the first thing that was causing problems? What caused you to suck?
I would probably have to say I joined during an event. So I had no idea what was going on. Do you remember that event? It was right before the Post Malone event where you'd go in the center of Mammoth Gulch to that like lava coal mine area or that mine area. And you'd get So I'd go in there and everyone's like grabbing their stuff. I'm like, what are we grabbing? And like no one would answer. And I'd be like,
that's terrible.
They're like, just take this. I'm like, what does that do? And then no one would answer. And I'm like, what's going on, guys? Like, I'm so confused. Why are we at this mountain collecting things? I'm so confused. And like, your event points would be on the side of your screen. And like, I was like, what are event points? Like, I'm so confused. Like, I kind of wish I joined during Vanilla Hunt, but it is what it is. Like, I ended up learning, obviously. So, you know.
It's kind of a sink or swim type deal. So
definitely.
It is.
Which Hunt very much is. So the learning curve is not easy to get over that hurdle, that first hurdle especially. So
a little brutal.
I would say it's different than it used to be. It used to be much more sink or swim, but it is certainly, it's not completely forgiving anymore. You still have to do your best, and you have to make sure that you learn everything, because you will not be babied in this game.
Yeah.
At all, as the community's shown, which some people might, but you certainly got unlucky. Okay. Well, with a lot of the guns, what were some of the guns that really, maybe you are kind of stereotypical and you stuck to like a Springfield or like the Winfield Compact. What were the guns that really stood out to you when you first played?
Lamont Marksman, 100%. And a Romero, long Romero.
Okay.
I like both of those answers.
That was like my first headshot was with, I just remember it was on Mammon's. It was back when I joined, it was just Mammon's Gulch for those few months. And I got my first headshot with Lamont Marksman, and I was like tweaking. I was like, that felt amazing. And I've been pretty much hooked ever since.
High. Yeah.
Exactly. I've been chasing it ever since.
Yeah.
I think that's what really draws people in, is when you finally get those kills, you're just like, yeah.
Yep.
Like, I am a cowboy. I shot that guy out of the sky. Like, now he's dead. I don't know. It just feels, it does feel really good to just like get a nice solid kill. Not a cheap kill, but like a solid kill. Like, unless you're Rat, then Rat likes cheap kills because that's really funny.
Especially in this game, because the kills mean so much at a certain time. Like especially if you're last alive, that just goes without saying. But if you can get a kill and like they are holding, let's say their whole team's holding both bounties, and you get that last final kill and it's a headshot, you just go, you know what I mean? Like that satisfying, like, oh god, it's over, let's go.
It's like you just peeled off the plastic off of a brand new electronic device. It just feels so good.
Hell yeah.
You're just like, yeah.
Well, that's one of the big problems I have is exactly what you just said, Ty, where you get those kills and then you chase that adrenaline again. This game is an adrenaline chaser where you seek that feeling again and again. So I'll have games where I'll get 5 kills and I'm like, that's not good enough. I've had 12, 13 kill games. I need that again. And then you'll get a headshot and people will be like, damn, that was a great headshot. And you're like, no, I've done better. I want that wall-bang headshot. I got that one time, you know? You just like, you're kicking yourself even though you're doing great. And you're just like, no, but it wasn't as good as this one. It's wild. It's like a drug.
Did we discover the secret?
They're like, you're fine. You're like, you're not my real dad.
It's all adrenaline, man. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. Does anybody else remember their very first kill in this game? I certainly do.
I do. I was in not Salter Spork. Sorry, I was in. Oh goodness, I just remember that it was the butcher there, and it was. Oh gosh, it's the lot. No, it's the Stillwater Bayou. It's the bottom. Bottom of the map next to Catfish. It's the compound just left of that. I can't think of the name right this very second.
I'm trying to think of what it is too.
It's not Elaine's. No, okay. I can't think of it. Anybody who can pull up a map. But I'll kind of tell the memory because I'm sure most people have it's already clicked in their heads. But when you're on the spot, but I was literally crouched by a hay bale and somebody was coming for the bounty because I was playing solo and I think I was versus duos. And one person was he sat still for a fraction of a second too long and I popped him right in the dome. I don't remember what happened afterward. I'm pretty sure I died, but I got it. I got
What gun was it? What gun was it?
It was the Winfield Compact. Well, okay, Frontiersman is what they call it now. So it was
back
just
in our day. It was just Winfield.
The 8-shot long Frontiersman. They call it a Frontiersman C or something because it doesn't have as big of a magazine.
Yeah, I think it only holds 6 or 7.
I remember my first kill was fuck. I can't remember the compound for the life of me. It was so long ago. But I remember I was peeking through a window and I saw somebody run underneath me to an ammo box and I shot and heard the headshot sound. And then I promptly got a headshot because I got so excited I let go of my mouse and stopped actually playing. And
damn. My compound was the Slaughterhouse, by the way.
Okay.
Slaughterhouse, right.
Yeah,
I remember Colin's first kill. I was there.
I don't remember my first kill.
Oh, I'll tell the story then.
Yeah, if you remember it, I would like to hear it because I don't remember.
I don't remember. I think it was Scrapbeak or the Assassin. It was in good old DeSaul, like in the actual DeSaul area, or compound DeSaul. So you're in that like Capitol building or whatever. We were fighting.
Wait, that's right. I remember.
Yeah. Yes. We were fighting people outside, and you were kind of hiding because you were like, I'm not really sure what to do. And I'm like, don't worry, I got your back. And we ended up killing, I think it was just me and you. So I think I killed one of the people. And so I was like, okay, let's jump out. You've got a shotgun. We got this guy. And he went behind the statue, like that bronze statue of like a person. He went behind there to hide, and I was like waiting, and he was not looking at me. I could have taken the shot, but I wanted you to get the kill. And you came up and you like wrecked him with your Romero, and then I told you to pick up his
Terminus.
No, it was a Crowning King.
Was it a crown?
Yeah, you picked it up because I was like, bro, you gotta pick this up. This is the shotgun to use. Like so. But yeah, I remember that. So
good times.
Good old DeSaul.
That does sound amazing.
Yeah. My first kill was not in a compound, and you would be surprised what the weapon that it was. So It was with DJ, and I don't remember who the third person was, but we were running away with the bounty, and you guys were getting kills. We were getting chased the entire time, and I was just, keeping my head down because I hadn't killed anybody yet. I had a really like a junkyard PC, so it was like barely running, and I was just trying to keep up with you guys, and then somebody killed this guy, and he had a carabiner, like, with a scope on it, like the big scope, not the dead eye, but like the marksman scope. And I don't like scopes. I don't like carabiners either. I hate those guns. So you guys made me pick it up because you're like, oh, this is a cool skin, and I was like, oh, that is cool. And it was that red and black one that comes with like a DLC bundle or whatever. The chick that Lulu is in love with, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Anyways,
Witch Hunter.
No, it's
Or
it's she's got a hat on, so like
Yeah,
a kind of like a veil looking hat, like it's like almost
fuck,
funeral-esque.
I know who you're talking about.
I think it starts with an S, but anyways, I picked up that gun, and there was still like two guys chasing us, and for some reason I like locked right in with my crap PC, and I like headshot them with like through the scope right after I picked up that gun, and
Let's
it
go.
felt so good. And ever since then, I've never liked the carabiner for some reason. So,
Jeez. Meanwhile, that's still one of my favorites to play whenever I'm
Yeah.
bored.
I am getting better with it. I have been practicing. So,
Did Cube say his first kill?
I did. I don't know where it was. I know it was on Mammons, obviously, and he was crouched behind a train, and we were defending a compound. And I didn't know you were supposed to stay in the compound. Well, relatively stay near the compound as you were banishing. So I was just wandering around, and I see a team roll up. I'm like, guys, there's people here. They're like, you're not near us. I'm like, oh, and I looked down. He was crouched behind a train, aiming at me, and I just popped him right in his forehead. Super
hell yeah.
satisfying.
I really like that a lot of our first kills are headshots.
Yeah, true.
Collins wasn't, but his was like a nice shotgun kill. Like it was deserved. And ever since then, I think he's loved shotguns. So I think that's very interesting.
Well, the big reason was when I was, because I did I was weird. I did the tutorial first, and I was reading about how headshots are insta kills, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And so I I had a couple of games where I missed a lot of fucking shots first because the jitters got to me, and I was like, oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. So I missed before I actually clapped cheeks, dude.
Hell yeah. And you certainly clap cheeks nowadays. So
Yes, sir. I'm very happy, but I still have my moments where I fuck up worse than when I first started.
hey, we all get there. I certainly am in one of those zones right now. Like, it's Hunt is one of those games that it either giveth or it taketh that day, and I'm definitely been in one of those weeks where it just takes. So,
Damn.
Okay, has anybody not said their first kill? Are we all? We've kind of cleared that.
Yeah, I think we've all had our
Yeah.
game.
I'd actually
Okay.
like to hear what people have to say too. Like
Absolutely. If you
some notes, if you guys remember, I'd be very curious to hear.
please leave a comment if you remember your first kill. Those are always the most memorable, and sharing the euphoria with us only makes us relive our glory days. You know, because now we're still just chasing a high. We're just addicts.
Yep.
I'm gonna be a villain for a minute because I fucking hate that saying "Hunt giveth, hunt taketh." It's the most boring, stupid, repeated, lame bullshit I've ever heard, and everybody fucking says it. I don't know who started it, and I still hate it. I think it's stupid.
Okay, let me add on to it though for you. I think it's just an excuse for when people suck, like me. So
Back.
Hey.
I was about to say,
I suck. So
Just blame the game.
Preaching to the choir here, dude. You're speaking to a room of losers. It's all right. All right. So, Cube, another big thing is you're actually one of the newer players that I've seen get a lot better faster. So, what's something that really you know? Well, okay, besides just getting in there, like specifically, what are some things that you took? Maybe there's traits that really made a huge difference. Maybe there's guns that you're like, I should avoid these and take these instead because these are easier to use. What's the scenario with some of that?
Yeah, definitely. I avoided any single shot rifles. Just too
Interesting.
nervous to use. Just way too nervous to use those. I'm like, if I miss, I'm screwed. I'll die.
Fair
You know what I
enough.
mean?
Interesting.
And I don't know if it was weapons that like. I think what it is, because I'm new to mouse and keyboard. Like when I played this game, I barely knew how to walk when I first started. Like I barely knew what WASD was. So I don't have bad habits from other video games. I don't know if that helped, but like I was basically starting on a clean slate, like open canvas. I learned how to use a mouse and keyboard with this game, so it's all I know.
Same. Exact same.
That's very interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
if
Be
that,
curious.
yeah,
if
like
that
maybe
actually
that
has
has
a part
something to
in
do
it.
with it. Yeah.
it must
Huh.
because I was the exact same way. I was a controller player through and through, even on my PC, because I bought my PC around like 2018 or so. And then Hunt, I started in 2020. And I just was always playing controller on every game, and then this one came out, and I was like, okay, this feels like crap. I need to learn the mouse and keyboard, and here we are.
Yeah. And like a side note as well, I also tried to play very supportive because I knew my teammates would get me out of situations. So if my teammates were dead, the game was over. If I was last alive, it's over. I might as well not even play. So I made sure I took smokes. I took anything I could to keep my guys alive. And
Right.
yeah, they returned the favor. You know what I mean? So keeping my teammates alive was a big thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't avoid anything else other than single shot rifles. I took
That's
a lot
wild.
of medium ammo I liked starting.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause single shots are usually arguably what most newer players or even veteran players will recommend. That's something we specifically tell people to use.
Really?
That's
Yes.
yeah. When I was newer, I think my second prestige, I challenged myself to only use single shot guns, and it made me so much better at the game.
It's
Just
trigger
teaches you to
discipline.
aim. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Aim
sense. That
and
makes sense.
positioning. Positioning was a big one for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it just knowing when to take your shots and where to stand when you take them. You know, those are two big things that'll make you more than good at this game. Like you can be phenomenal, especially hot take to a lot of people that are even veterans of this game. If you don't use your consumables right, you'll stay shit forever in this game. You just will.
Yeah.
If you don't know when to take out that hell shot and pop it quick, and I mean like fractions of a second that you might die. There have been times where that shot saved me. I domed them and kept going, and I won the match because of it. You have to know when to use your consumables. And like when it's do or die. Like if I don't take it, I will lose.
So on that subject then, since I am pretty damn new still, do you guys use your number pads or your scroll wheel?
Number
Good.
pad.
Really?
Yeah. Numpad.
I have
And
a
scroll.
mouse
I
with
use
16
both.
buttons on the
Yeah.
side so that I can just hit the buttons with my thumb.
Yeah.
I scroll wheel for consumables, but I have program buttons on my mouse to switch from primary and secondary.
See, I can't get used to anything else other than scroll wheel, and I think that's holding me back so much because I scroll to everything.
Yeah, so I wound up getting a mouse that had the like one of those MMO mouses that has all the buttons on the side.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I've got Q keyed to one of those buttons so that I can press Q to swap between primary and secondary. I've got my crouch keyed to it, and I've got the M button so that I can open my map with it. Other than that, all the other buttons are just specifically to get through my tool belt faster.
What is wrong with y'all? Q is right fucking there. Just use your ring finger.
I mean, that's what I do.
My thumb is also right fucking there, dickhead.
That's what I don't
Moving
get.
wrong.
Like, so if you're running, what fucking finger are you hitting 8 with?
8.
My thumb.
Usually my
Your
pointer.
thumb? What?
For me, it's my thumb.
Jeez.
For me, it's my point. I have long ass hands, so I'm kind of gifted there because I
Yeah,
can
it
reach
sounds-
to 8. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's probably a me problem then for sure. I
Your
can't
wife's
even.
so lucky.
Well,
Jesus.
if
Oh
it's
my god.
Jesus fucking Christ. So if I'm not in a huge rush or if I panic, I will scroll wheel. But if I have the time, I will absolutely use my numbers. So if I know that the blood pressure's too high, I will use my scroll wheel just to stay in the game. But it's definitely it's not I learned it in one day. It's the same thing. Ride the bike, you know? And that's a big thing with Hunt is especially if you make bad habits, you're going to suffer bad. You know?
Totally.
And that's the hard part is knowing that it's a bad habit because a lot of people like to blame other factors in the game. I'm going to be real and I'm guilty of that too. At least 80% of it is all you.
Absolutely. That's
And
why
then
I blame myself for everything. It just makes it easier.
But it's a hard pill to swallow because nobody wants to. I mean, we all love the joke that we suck, but outright being like, wow, that was totally my fault is a hard thing to admit. It is.
I would say for me, the hard part isn't necessarily admitting that I did it wrong. It's like reliving that moment and like looking at it in hindsight, being like, yeah, I should have fucking done this instead because I'm an idiot. And then I just think about it like the rest of the next match and just like, I gotta make sure I don't do that again because that was stupid. And I think that's just the hard part. So
I don't
for
know,
me,
man. I have absolutely no problem saying, "Wow, that was absolutely Bard's fault." Or Bald's fault. Bard's fault. Fuck me.
Call me Bard is gonna be Bard. Oh man,
dude, that needs to be like a section on one of the maps or something, like Bard's fault, and it's like a little cliffside or something, like you know, like a little trench. Like,
I guess Fifield, if you do anything for me, you know that would be a nice little tongue-in-cheek reference.
oh man. Well,
Right.
I think the most important thing as far as your scroll wheel goes, I would make sure you're not swapping your weapons with the scroll wheel. I'll definitely say get used to using a different key or Q, I think is the default.
Yeah.
That's the most important one as far as the scroll wheel goes, I think. But obviously getting used to your numbers and like making sure you always have your knife on the one specific number so you can go to that fast. Obviously is probably going to be beneficial for most people. So
Well, and hot take again, one of the biggest things that's made me a higher like MMR player is, and people would be like, bullshit. It is animation canceling because like canceling reloads with QQ, like swapping the weapon and then swapping back and cutting out at like at least half a second to have a follow-up shot faster than my opponent. I can't tell you the number of times it has literally won me a fight. Because just figuring out those little things, like when you see your pistol get reloaded completely and you just hurry and mash weapon swap twice. For a console, that's going to be hard because that pulls out your melee. That Y or triangle, that'll swap out your melee. But for PC, that just takes your current weapon out and then puts it back. Oh man, I have gotten so many dirty kills just because I reloaded and then quick swapped in time. It's so fucking useful. Animation canceling is the GOAT.
Damn, that's advanced level.
It is, but that's also one of those things that where if you play enough hours, you just kind of you're like, I'm bored. What do I need to learn? And then you learn those small ins and outs and small advantages, man.
That's really funny that you say that too, because I actually learned that from you just by like when I've gotten headshot and I'm just spectating you how you're doing the animation canceling. I was like, I'm gonna start doing that. I didn't even say anything and I just started doing it. But just after every time I take a shot, as long as it's not a single shotgun, I just do it like now. Like it's kind of natural. It's muscle memory at that point. So it definitely was a good habit to get into. So.
Well, I learned it from watching the streamers, man. That's the funny thing is, you know, act like everyone's a teacher, even your opponent, unless they're cheating. Not everyone's a cheater. I know it's a hard fact to swallow, But yeah, no, there are some opponents that have
if
humbled
they're
the shit out of
cheating,
me.
you cheat harder.
Yeah, don't
Right.
get caught. If you
It's
get
like
caught, you're a coward.
It's like
Jesus.
R6, Rainbow Six Siege. Like everyone cheats. Just depends on how good you are at cheating.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Some of them just have a really nice gaming chair.
So they do, and gaming socks. You know,
Bro,
gaming gloves.
gotta get the gamer mouse pad, with the boobies on it.
Bro,
That's the
bro's
way to
got
do it.
his
I've got
his
one of those.
Me
RGB
too.
fucking gamer piss bottle.
Gamer underwear with the vibration function.
Yo.
Yo. All right, Q, before we get disgusting here. So,
That is sailed.
as a newer player, what do you think is important to newer players? What would you tell another newer player that you think is actually undervalued information, or maybe just a small thing like a word of advice?
Definitely stay quiet. Like that's a pretty obvious one, right? But you'd be surprised, like when I first started, how many people just shoot sound traps, and it's like, I get it. You can do what you want. It's your game, but
Why are you guys looking at me?
You know why, Rat.
yeah, definitely. Just stay quiet. And ask questions. As I said before, new players. I'm trying to think.
Would
You're
you
hitting the
recommend
nail on
like
the head so
silenced
far.
weapons?
Sorry.
Would you recommend like silenced weapons maybe for newer players who are scared to like make noise or?
I've never used silenced weapons really. I've probably taken a silenced weapon like 3 or 4 times in my 350 hours of playing. I'm not a fan,
Nice.
but I'm sure that
neither.
would help. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, because I actually like what Crytek has done, nerfing the damage of the silenced weapons. We're actually seeing a louder gun meta. It is so fucking refreshing because the only silenced guns I really see are like the silenced Nagat because I took it, or even like Vetterly just because it's a reliably decently fast silence. But yeah, no, I'm not seeing silence Crag and shit anymore because it's not good enough. It doesn't have that 126 damage. You can eat my whole ass, people who played that shit before.
Hell yeah.
Which is part whole.
Right. No, I want the full experience. Give me a nice time, Take me out for dinner after though.
Dog.
All right. So, Rat.
Yo,
We have to read the previous poll because I'm a dumbass. It's not an HBE episode if we don't fucking miss something. We need the previous poll, the latest poll, and then the latest audience comments from.
yeah, I knew you needed me for something. God,
I do need you.
We all need
Roll
you, Rat. Everybody needs a rat in their lobby.
I should just play romantic music in between that pause right there.
Yeah, you should.
absolutely,
That'd be so-
absolutely.
I ship it. It's cute.
All right, let's see.
I tend to shit the bed as a host occasionally.
You need the episode 43 poll.
Yes, that's all I missed.
Okay. Episode 43, catching up with condiments. What content do you want more of in Hunt? It was actually a 50-50 split. So we had maps, guns, AI, and tools and consumables. Guns and tools both got a big ol' fuck you. Maps and AI both got 4 votes and both have 50%. So, I mean, clearly, Crytek, we're saying we need another fucking Scotfield variant and 7 more skins for the Sparks.
Oh, please don't say that because they will do it now. They will do it now.
And then at episode 44, A Slice of Life. For the poll, it was, what's the main thing that drew you into Hunt Showdown? We had 3 votes for the atmosphere, not a goddamn thing for the guns or the characters, and 3 more votes for the gameplay. So, I mean, atmosphere and gameplay, 2 things like I agree. I totally agree.
I completely disagree. What kept me in the game was actually the guns.
What
I can't believe it
kept you
because I
in the
hear
game?
I have so many people that have told me that the guns specifically were one of the big reasons this game stuck with them, and they lied. Well, at least our audience lied.
Well-
If
Well, the question was the thing that drew you to hunt Showdowns, like the thing that made you interested in playing it in the first place.
the guns, yes, I'm being 100%.
Yet for me, it was absolutely like the way that the game was going to play, and there's no other game that looks like it. So I mean, I agree with the atmosphere and the gun and
Yeah.
the gameplay.
Yeah, I would agree with Rat as well.
Well, I'm
But-
sorry.
Having having played this game when I first started like getting into guns, this is the game that made me really like old guns. And now old guns I think are just cooler. So like,
Yeah, well, that
So-
and Red Dead. Let's be real.
but Red Dead is a good game on its own. This game, like, I don't know, you get more personal with your guns, I guess you could say. Maybe it's the whole first person thing, I don't know. But it just feels, it doesn't feel as much at like a, I mean, it does feel like a video game, but they try to keep it somewhat real, like with the super slow reloading and stuff. Like, I don't know, like, so I would say I agree with both the atmosphere and stuff drew me into the game, but the guns definitely, like, for me personally, like, yeah, I love them. So
Well, absolutely. Well, and before we ask Cube which one was his answer, I want to say real quick, because back when I started, I think it was partially when at least you started, Tyler. I think Rat started around the same time I did. Colin started a bit later. Back when I started, the characters looked like ass. Oh my god, there was like copy paste faces and shit. And some of them, I mean, you had like Sheriff Hardin, but god, the characters were so fucking lame back then. There was not enough good characters.
All of the hunters, except for maybe 2 or 3 of the legendary hunters, just looked
Doctor,
the exact same.
Bone Doctor, Weird Sister, and Sheriff Hardin are the only ones I could think that were even remotely interesting. Everyone else was like copy paste as fuck.
No, because Marshall Brewer and Redneck were there as well at the time.
I still don't care for them, and that's not because they're not good characters, but if I'm talking from looks alone, oh dear god, they were so boring.
And as far as like the tiered hunters go, there was Old Man with a robe, Old Man with a robe but not wearing the hood, Bruce Wayne, fucking dude in a straw hat, black lady with a green poncho, and then Bayou Luigi, which I swear to God, Crytek, fucking give us back Bayou Luigi. God damn it.
I need to see who BioLuigi is. I know as soon as I see him, I will remember what he looks like, but
I
or who
have
he
him.
is and stuff.
I'll show you after podcast.
Okay,
Ty, I
okay,
will.
okay.
But Cube, what was your answer on that? Like, what would you say?
All right, what was the question?
Basically, it was it atmosphere, guns, characters, or gameplay that kept you in?
It
Like,
was
what
Drew you
initially,
in.
yeah,
Drew you in,
definitely. Initially, it was the atmosphere, but like gameplay is what really kept me playing. That slow dad shooter, like that's my thing now. Like I can't go back to anything else. I don't think.
Bad
Hell
shooter,
yeah.
damn.
That
That's
is
real.
that is such a good.
I have
way of
heard it
putting
called a dad shooter since I started.
We've
Now-
talked to. Oh, go ahead, Red.
Now, Sleepy, I sent a picture of him to you. He's the one that looks like Richard in a green shirt.
A little bit.
Okay, yeah, I do miss him. He does
He-
look exactly like Richard in that picture. Holy
Yeah, it's just
Ooh.
Richard in a mint t-shirt
yeah.
or in a mint button-up.
If
Yep.
Richard actually lifted a little bit, Richard's a scrawny motherfucker.
No, he's
But-
getting swole. He's getting swole.
Is he though?
Yes.
Now, do you want us to
Let's do-
move on to the comments or
Oh,
continue riffing on Richard in a green shirt?
oh,
I'm here for it.
I actually had a fucking thing, but I forgot it. Because real quick, because I've talked to a good portion of our audience. I swear, every motherfucker that is not just a younger person is a motherfucking dad. I swear, it's all dads with kids, and then the occasional girl that is brave enough to step in. And no, we love all of you, but it's so funny how many fucking dads there are. Really.
Well,
Yep.
think about it, Bard. The reason so many dads love this game is first off, cowboys.
Hell yeah.
And second, it's a game where if your kid starts crying off to the side, you can hide in a bush somewhere, go take care of it, and then 5 minutes later come back.
Oh, so that's what you're doing when you disappear. Gotcha. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I am sorry. Okay, you can start the comments now.
Sparta K for you. This was actually commented exactly 1 hour ago. W
shit.
pod with 4 exclamation marks. All
Jesus
caps.
Christ. all caps, not no cap?
All caps, 4
No cap.
exclamation marks. God damn it, Bard.
What do you mean?
The second comment was Daz. In response to the last episode with a new tool, however absurd, I'd like to see a lasso. Not to use on live hunters, but on dead hunters, either to drag your teammates into safer positions for revives, or dragging dead enemies for easier looting or harder positions for revives. Easily
yo.
balanced by making them extremely vulnerable while using it, and a long time to switch back to weapon. A hilarious outcome of this could be a tug of war over the body.
Hey,
My God.
I do like the idea. It's wild, it's wacky, and it fits. I love it.
I'm
I
just
could
imagining Kane with a fucking lasso on one wrist and a lasso on his ankle, just sliding back and forth really slowly.
If it is
Oh, yeah.
Kane, though, that lasso's covered in poo-poo.
Yeah, is gonna be stinky.
Oh, yeah, just like him. But it's a wacky idea, but God, I don't know where the hell it would fit in. But if it was for an event, fuck yeah, why not?
I like it. I think it's wacky. I love
Imagine
it.
being able to hog tie stuff, so like people start hog tying immolators to use them as fire bombs.
You
Oh.
hog tie an enemy hunter and be like, listen, folks, if you want your friend back.
No. So I'd say only make it so you can hog tie like AI, and then have it be like you fucking hog tie an immolator, and you can drag him to where you want. You can set him up with like a concertina bomb or something like that, so that it turns into a fire bomb when
homemade
somebody walks
trap.
through it.
Oh my god, I would abuse that so much. I would just be like, look at my pet. He's so cute. He's like, ah! Like screaming.
I can only imagine the amount of memes that's going to come from a tied up hive.
Dude,
Oh,
the
no.
amount of memes that came from being able to just take people hostage in Call of Duty. Like, can you imagine giving that kind of power to a hunt player? Dear God.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Okay. Moving on.
Our
It's
next
not.
comment
It's wild and wacky.
is from Martin. Welcome back, Martin, or Kit in the Discord. Still waiting on another episode of 5 minutes to extract. Just saying. Maybe a hot take, but as a console player, I actually prefer a lower sensitivity. While I agree turning on a dime is helpful, I find the extra control for my shots to be more beneficial for me and to deal with people behind me. Just gotta be real. As for sway, you learn to adjust and when the sweet spot is for taking shots. Now, I agree for the most part. However, I like where there is a different sensitivity for aiming between either hip fire or when you're just running around if you've got the weapon stowed and aiming. Once you start ADSing, just change that sensitivity to be way lower, so you've got the low sensitivity for your shots, but a higher sensitivity for running around, because I have found so many situations where having a higher sensitivity, both with mouse and keyboard and with controller, because I'll fuck around with the controller a little bit every once in a while just to see how it is. And the higher sensitivity for bobbing and weaving and trying to avoid getting shot is so useful when you're not ADSing.
It is sad that we don't have Richard's opinion, but that is a
Right.
good point, Rat.
Yeah.
Because he has the best opinion of any of us because he is the one who dedicates to it. But that is fascinating because even when I played on controller, because I was an Xbox goblin for God knows how long. Yeah, no, I had an insane sensitivity, man. Like I would barely touch the fucking analog and it would like fly in a 360 degree.
So I think that's interesting too, because with the controller I also prefer high sensitivity with controllers, but I also prefer ridiculously fast. You've seen my sensitivity before, DJ. Like I barely move, and I can move across the entire screen. But I will say I do turn it down for Hunt. Hunt is the only game I prefer to play on a slightly lower sensitivity. It's still probably way faster than most people, but it is significantly different from Hunt, from Warframe or even Fortnite or whatever I'm playing at the time. It's crazy weird how I prefer it slower, even though like Kit was saying, he likes it slower too on his controller. So I think there's something to that with the gunplay.
Well, I think the difference is like most other games you play, a headshot one time isn't a kill. Like you get bonus damage, but you still have to almost empty the magazine to kill somebody.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Whereas with Hunt, if you hit them in the head even once, they die. And so having that lower sensitivity, I mean, in my case, just for ADSing, having that lower sensitivity makes it so much easier to hit that headshot that you're trying for than like having the higher sensitivity and having it a little jittery or whatever.
Right.
So I mean, I can totally understand why, especially on console, you would prefer lower sensitivity. Like I've actually been lowering my DPI on my mouse a lot lately so that I can, like, I've been playing on 1600 just because I've been trying to get that lower sensitivity while still being able to move quickly while running around.
I play on 3900.
I play on 700. I play extremely low. So
I play on 3900. Holy crap, guys!
My
Yeah,
Jeez, dude.
mine's stupid low, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, but let's get the last comment.
The final comment is from Disfigured, our good Australian friend. He says, as always, love you guys. The podcast is goated. Here's something I was thinking of whilst playing Bounty Clash with all them fucking Beatles. He did spell Beatles like the band, though.
Hell yeah.
What is your guys' view on Beetles having different skin, or you can customize your Beetles yourself to make it unique to you? I think it would be sick and easy for Crytek to do. Cheers, brothers. Enjoyed playing with you all. Now, I think that Ringo should look like...
Oh my god.
Well, it's funny because Richard and I have been saying they should have done that for a long time. At least give us skins for the Beatles, but
Imagine one of the Beatles with a little Santa hat and a little Santa beard.
Oh my god, it would be so cute.
Yeah, even just for events, that'd be cool.
You could pet them and they would be all cute.
A little beetle themed after each legendary hunter, like they've got their hat or their hairstyle or something like that.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. For Thanksgiving, a little turkey beetle.
Yup.
Just fucking because, dude.
Prepared or alive?
Imagine a little fire beetle dressed like a leprechaun.
It would have to be so cute. It would have to be okay, dead or alive would both work because if it was a fried turkey flying through the air,
that's the first thought that came to my mind.
Yeah, but if it had like turkey feathers, that would also be awesome. But it should also have like a little native's headdress, just because it'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, I think we all agree. Skins for the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
Have a little choke beetle dressed up like Richard Ramirez.
Well,
dude,
Richard Ramirez,
bro.
If I had to be completely honest about what skin I would really, really want, I would want the Hercules beetle. I think they're so fucking cool. I love them so much. I want to own one, but they only live for like 6 months. Hercules beetle. Look it up.
If you look at most of the stuff that they've advertised too, like they've used scarab beetles and they've used cicadas, and the beetles that we already have look like the early form cicadas, but like imagine a scarab beetle and having that coloring.
Yeah, the iridescence and stuff.
Also, for those who didn't get the Richard Ramirez joke, he's a serial killer called the Night Stalker, and he used to choke people. That was the joke, so that's why I said a little choke beetle dressed like Richard Ramirez.
Funny fact, Rat, my mom was pregnant with me and living in that exact same city he was killing people at the time, before he was caught. Very funny stuff, yeah.
But yeah, no, I just think Hercules beetles are cute as shit. Or also, I think it's like rhino beetles. They're the ones that have like a more upward horn. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be very interesting. There's a lot of cool little wacky beetles you could use. You could even have like a ladybug skin or something. I think that'd be adorable.
Or like Crytek could sell out again to Disney, and we could get the beetle from A Bug's Life.
A stink bug, dude. A stink bug that fucking was the choke beetle. So when they cough, it's funny. And the smoke screen.
When it explodes, have a big fart sound. Bass boosted.
It should just be like a little. It should just be a little fart, like a. Like. You know what I mean?
It's like a.
Yeah.
Like the one that soaks your George a little, because it was the one where you tried to trust a fart and you have to hold it again. Oh shit! All right,
Cube. Do you use beetles a lot in your playing as a new player?
Almost never. I'll pick them off a tree and use them for fun, but not seriously.
You never use them to like kind of hide and then just like see if somebody's over the wall or anything like that?
No. I do like choke beetles if I have to take, well, not have to take one, but if I do take one as a choke beetle, just to gain, like, if I got to make a swing and rotate somewhere, I'll just block a window so they can't see from the compound or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good use as well.
Yeah. I just haven't found them to be useful to me. Like, I haven't made a play with them. It's probably a skill issue, but I haven't made a play with them, like, ever.
I use them for memes exclusively.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I had a fire beetle once, and I saw some guys running around on a compound, so I flew the fire beetle down and saw a little red barrel nearby to where they were running. So I went and like sat on the ground next to the beetle or next to the barrel, waited for them to get close enough that I could explode and it would kill them, and blew up all of them.
Hell yeah.
It was fucking hilarious.
Hell yeah.
I specifically use stalkers, and what I'll do is, especially since the beetles do so much damage, like 50, and it causes bleeding and poison, I know I have a window where I can try to shoot at them, and if they're not behind a hill, specifically if they're behind a wall, I'll try to wall bang them. I've gotten at least one kill like that, where they were weak enough I could wall bang them and hurt them bad.
Yeah, same. I prefer stalkers, definitely, for that exact reason.
Well, and pro tip, pain sense, which used to be poison sense, if they are burning, bleeding, or poisoned, you can see them through the walls, and that makes it infinitely easier.
Do you know the distance on pain sense off the top of your head?
50?
I think it's 50.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually. It's more than I thought.
Yeah, it's really good. I think, especially if you love taking special ammo, that is going to be your guy. So.
Yeah, I don't usually, just because I'm pretty good at guessing, but otherwise it's excellent. It's excellent.
I only take full metal, you know me. So.
Yes, sir. And specifically, thank you, Disfigured, so much, man. You've been awesome. Thanks for stopping in, and we always enjoy you.
Fun idea too.
Okay, so gentlemen, subjects. Colin, do you have yours off the top of your head?
I don't, not off the top of my head quite yet.
That's okay. Rat, what's yours?
All right, so it's almost Mother's Day. Which legendary hunter do you think has the best mom instincts?
Interesting.
Granny.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What are you talking about, man? She lost her kid in the fucking catacombs.
Oh shit.
Her
Yeah, and
whole
she used
lore
to-
is about how bad of a mom she is.
And she used his skin to make her thing.
Yeah,
Romero.
her kid holds her fucking like blood pressure medication now.
Oh, mama. Well, I mean, I still thought that was a good answer for the sheer value of old grannies.
Hell yeah.
I would say, God, that's really tough. Who even is a mother? Who? Damn.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
ones-
That's
the ones that I know of off the top of my head is like the woman with like the wolf on her head that's not Little Red.
Oh, Luna Wolf or whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck.
Luna Wolf is the Lonely Howl's mom.
Yeah.
wait, really?
Yeah,
She is,
yeah.
yeah. And then I forget the guy's name. I forget the dad's
Because he's
name.
the dad, yeah. And they're both hunting their son because he's evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he also wears a wolf head, but he's the son wears a wolf skull.
I'm pretty sure it's a dire wolf is the father.
Dire Wolf, that's it.
One of my very first legendary skins, actually.
Luna
And
and
right
Dire
off
Wolf.
the bat, them hunting their own kid, that kind of takes them off of the good parent list.
True.
I feel like
Hey,
White Raven looks like the type of mom that would smoke and drink while pregnant.
But in the
Yeah.
bayou, it might make the baby stronger, you know?
Right.
True.
Well, then again, wait, if we're arguing by that logic, then these parents hunting their own kids or making a gun out of their own skin, they're kind of badass moms in that regard.
Yeah,
if we're
that's a
using
good
I
that.
thing.
guess,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
And although I would like to put, I think the redneck is the best mom out of all of them.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
You got that milk.
His whole family, his whole family came into the bayou with him.
They
Well,
sure did.
Yeah, if we're arguing like Vin Diesel, like family, absolutely. But if we're going like solely based off of mom energy here, if I was to say one that doesn't even have a family at all, or maybe was just like by glancing at him, I was like, yeah, that looks like a person who'd be a strong mom. Beatada for some reason, the chick with
Skin condition.
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo. She looks like she'd be a tough mommy.
Mommy.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
I think you guys know my answer.
Yeah.
Okay, the question was who's the best mom, not who do you want to be your mommy.
Well, I literally every time. Okay, so we have nicknames for like when we're fighting. We're like, oh, there is a pedo over there, and it's like the what's his name, the Reverend, or
The
there's
Reverend, yeah.
there's oh gosh, I can't even think of any right now. Oh, they're like the Private Eye. That's Michael Jackson. Like we're like, there's Michael Jackson over here. I literally call her mommy, like for.
Well, some of the rat.
Hail Mary. So
Wait, you're forgetting one of our biggest mentions. Fucking Chad Kroger's Kane.
yeah, of course we.
Yeah,
Don't we just call him like? I'm pretty sure we just call him Oonga Boonga or something. Like...
No. Whenever I see Kang, I say Kane, I say Nickelback's here.
Yeah, it's just funny. We all have different nicknames. It's hilarious.
Well, one of my personal favorite ones, there's a rat special name, and it's the Penitent, and he calls him Gimp.
Yeah,
He
that's
whips
right. We
himself.
do call him a gimp. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because he is!
He
No,
is, yeah.
He 100% is.
Motherfucker whipping his own ass. I love it. I would also say in terms of strong mommies, just, being completely honest with that subject, I would say probably that's kind of tough. But I feel like Marshall Brewer would have been a great mom. Mom.
I think that would be my actual answer is Marshall
Good
Brewer.
answer.
That's funny that you said that because that's what I would have said too.
And she's literally, the law, and she's so smart and is literally fighting the corruption. So she's technically the best mom.
Yeah.
Well,
Isn't
yeah, I
she
mean,
also
she's
technically dead?
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
she's
But so was the
also
Black Coat originally.
Yeah,
she's
true.
also the only member of the law who didn't fucking send kids into the bayou to die. So there's
That's
that.
true. Yep. No,
Well,
that's
okay.
a fun subject. So
And did anybody have any other answers, or is that pretty much it? Pretty much it? Got
Yeah,
it?
I think that's
think
pretty much
so.
it.
Okay. Tyler, what you got?
it's funny because I posed the question earlier, like, do you guys remember your first kill? So that was my
Okay.
actual subject. I just had a perfect opening to actually answer or ask that question earlier on. So
Okay. If you can think of a fast second one, I can ask Colin if he's got his.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So, if you could be any of the hunters, which one would you be?
I swear
And
to
why?
God, if you guys just say your favorite hunters, I swear to God, you guys
Okay,
are so guilty of that.
So the question is like, would we just look like them? Would we be them, or
Like-
would we have their same backstory? Like,
If you could be any of them, like anything that makes them them, who would you be?
huh?
That's
I'd be
a tough
redneck.
one. Oh my God.
Hell yeah! Hell
Okay,
yeah!
okay. Let's look at it the way that I'm seeing it right now. He's the only one who doesn't have a shit backstory. Like shit did not happen to him to make him pissed off. He went into the bayou because like it's affecting his business. That's basically it. He didn't have to
Oh.
be inoculated because he's literally too stupid for the corruption to affect him, and his whole family is still alive.
That's true.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
good
true.
point.
Yeah, no, you got a great answer at.
Okay, but check out my answer here.
Okay.
There's only one hunter we know has not died multiple times or millions of times, depending on how many people play them over the course of this game, because you can't play as him. It's the guy who teaches you how to play the game in the new tutorial system. I want to be that guy because he hasn't died yet. So-
No,
Yeah.
no. Are you sure about that? Because he was technically the reason that the spider's around.
Yeah, well, technically, he was. Well, he did a noble deed by burying the body parts of the family.
Yeah, he was
But-
trying to do right by them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget. Everybody calls him John Hunt Showdown, but that's not his actual name.
Don Richter.
John Victor.
Oh yeah, it is Victor. I don't know why I
Yeah.
thought it was Richter.
Wait, so we do get his skin then? Never mind. Oh gosh.
Yeah, you get him at
Yeah.
Prestige 100.
Oh no,
Yeah.
never mind.
I was about to say, I literally have him.
Dang it. Okay, any of my retired hunters, there you go.
Oh wow. I would have to say the Statesman. I just think that, especially if I'm living in a time that rough, I would want to be somebody who lived in luxury, and he's also somebody who is cunning. He might be corrupt, but it's like if you're living in the worst situation, being, arguably a worse person. Sure, I'm not giving a great answer to character, but he's also dapper and he's got money and he's got connections. So I would want to be somebody who's living comfortably in the worst scenario. That's it.
Interesting. Well, I guess I would be the reptile or something. Somebody who can live out in the bayou, like taking care of themselves with all those survival skills. And I can hide pretty well, so.
Yeah. No, I just think because he's also, if I was basing it on looks alone, he's dapper as fuck, dude.
Yeah, he's got that drip, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Hell
What do
yeah.
you think? What are you thinking, Cube?
I got one.
All right.
Post Malone.
Hell yes! That is the best answer.
One word. Rich.
You don't even need to explain that.
Suddenly, the Statesman looks like a poor broke bitch.
Yeah, and not to mention Post Malone is like one of the nicest people ever. So
Hell
he don't
yeah.
got a bad
He's-
backstory. Hell yeah.
He's technically in the game. That's my answer.
I love it. I love it.
I got schooled, dude. Damn.
Yep.
Fuck. No, that was a good answer. I love that. Elaborate further or not?
Don't think he needs to.
Yeah, just unlimited dollars. That's it.
Unlimited. And bro, he owns a Raising Cane's. I mean, just make it happen in the bayou. Chicken fingers and all that shit.
Yeah, we've
What are you talking about? We're raising Cain every time we fucking use Necro on that asshole.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Good one.
It's funny.
I like that.
I've eaten at his Raising Cane's a couple times. You have too, Colin. So
I have. I eat there pretty frequently, actually.
yeah.
It's fucking pink for some reason.
Because it's
he wanted to
cooler,
be
bro.
unique.
Because he's cool, man. Like he can do whatever the hell he wants.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Well, Cube, can you think of a subject?
I did. I came prepared.
All right.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go. Let's go.
Cool. So I was thinking, since a lot of people are craving like new maps and more variety, if you could design your own map, like location and then compound, what would you want? Because I was looking some stuff up earlier. In 1896, New York had like one of the biggest amusement parks. And can you imagine fighting in New York in 1896 in like abandoned amusement park or something like that?
Yeah, I love it.
I agree.
I love it.
Awesome.
Well, you literally read my mind because my first thought was, God, Red Dead Redemption 2 Saint Denis? I would want,
man.
yeah, city blocks like that, buildings to hide behind and run in. And obviously it would be a little more run down. It would be a little bit more dilapidated because of the corruption. But yeah, no, I would absolutely want something that's more city-like because I love the forests and stuff, but I really would want one that feels like a change of pace. I just would. And Colin has even said before he wanted like a cannery, like a factory to run through.
Yeah, like a big factory.
Yeah, something like downtown would be so cool. Like not a whole lot of cover where it's like, okay, this is crazy. Like this guy could be anywhere, but like enough where it feels like you're downtown in 1896. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like not like you can't go into every building so that or like go to every floor in these big buildings or whatever, but just like the streets, the environment.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and even cooler is like if you're in the streets, especially where I was using Red Dead Redemption as an example, you could have like broken down carriages. They kind of look like the ones that you go to for the exit, but then there's like a couple of dead horses and then one of them's alive and it's a sound trap. That'd be fucking cool.
Oh,
yeah, that would be rad. Yeah, I love it.
Or even like one of the rides at the amusement park is still kind of running, so that's a sound trap.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
Or you could even ride it and it would spin in a circle, so you're technically moving and hard to hit, but it's also hard to shoot from.
Oh,
or
shit, that'd be cool.
Calling back to what other people have wanted out of Hunt, it's a mission to start the amusement park back up, and you get like contract from that kind of stuff.
Contracts would be really nice if because right now it wouldn't make a hell of a lot of sense. There's not a lot of ways to implement it that would make a lot of sense or even really function outside of just weeklies. But if there was a way to make a contract, especially like if somebody's on a hot streak and then people without your knowledge got like kill fucking El Maestro because he's been winning 5 games in a row and they get bonus points for killing your ass and looting you. That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be.
I like it.
If theoretically. But Ty, did you think of another one?
Yeah, it's just a simple one. It's a simple one. What other, because we like to practice a lot in shooting range. What other compounds would you like to
shooting range?
Shooting range, yeah.
Fucking the church. What is it called in Stillwater Bayou?
Healing Waters?
Healing Waters. Healing Waters would be so fun.
That's a good one.
I would love for them to have Lower DeSalle as a shooting range.
Oh, that would be great too.
Yeah.
Anything in Dassault. Oh, Dassault.
Bring this all back
no,
as the shooting range.
Yes.
As far as like a compound that I'd like to make, I would love to see either what's it? New Orleans. Like
Oh, that'd be
the
cool.
actual town of New Orleans because it has some of the best architecture fucking ever.
Yeah.
And I just realized that was the question you were asking me, DJ, not my subject. So.
Oh. No, it's all right.
Well,
And
to answer the compound question, I guess I would just say something like Dassault would have been my answer, but we have Dassault in the game. Well, not in the game, but it's supposed to be in the game. Because I just like the Western setting. But maybe something underground, like Catacomb, like maybe
Ooh.
Voodoo-esque.
dude,
Yeah.
I think that would be sick.
I was gonna say Tombstone, Arizona, but that's literally just a Sal. So
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Well, everybody, man, the whole reason that this vibe is cool is the Old West. Everybody loves the Old West, man.
Yeah.
That's just where we get it from.
But I also
then-
like the voodoo stuff too. So.
Oh, absolutely. And it totally works. But it's like we add the Old West to the voodoo. So it's voodoo and guns, infinitely cooler.
I know. Oh, voodoo with cowboy hats. Hell yeah.
Yeah, right.
I might be alone here. I am not a Western fan at all.
Damn.
Well,
And
keep playing this. It's going to change your mind.
yeah,
I invited the wrong guest here.
it goes to show you that like you don't even have to be a Western fan to like this game. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's still unique in its own way.
yeah.
That's fair. You're basically following the whole logic of what Rad says, like Southern Gothic.
Yep.
Yeah,
I will die on that hill.
We know.
that's fine. All right. Well, did we kind of get the gist of all of that, or was there something else that somebody was adding, or maybe even towards the compound, the last subject?
Bro, this would not fit into Hunt at all, and they should never do this. But it would be really cool to be able to fight like somewhere in ancient Egypt. Like that would be rad.
The fucking pyramids. You're just
Yeah.
running around with a lapel.
But dude, can you imagine fighting in the St. Louis Cathedral in fucking New Orleans?
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Jeez.
In New Orleans would actually really fit the aesthetic of the game.
I
'Cause
would
that city was
love-
also booming during that time period. So
I would fucking love to fight in New Orleans because like that cathedral, like it's multi-leveled. It would feel sort of like Healing Waters, but not quite because it's much bigger on the inside. Like it would be so much fun.
yeah, I think that's a really good answer, and I totally agree with that.
And like imagine fighting in the what are they called? Like the areas with the big jazz stages.
I know what
I
you're
think
saying.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what
Yeah.
they're called.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Have there be one compound that's just a big ass
Like theater.
like one of those paddle boats,
Yeah, like
like one
a
of those really big ones.
yeah, or like in Disneyland, you have the steamboat or whatever.
Yeah.
Like with the why can't Mark Twain boat? Yeah, is what it's called in Disneyland. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
Imagine a fight on one of those big ass boats.
That would
Okay.
be sick. This is what is that Black Ops map where you're on the boat or the
Oh,
ship?
dude.
It's that all
I
over
actually got so fucking good at that map too. It's Black Ops 2.
Okay, yeah, I can't remember the map's name, but everyone probably
can't
knows what I'm
either.
talking
They
about.
brought it back in one of the newer Black Ops.
They did,
multiplayers.
yeah. They did.
Yeah, it's actually so fun. I do, as much as I hate Call of Duty, I also miss it in weird ways.
Nostalgic thing for sure.
It is. It's pure nostalgia.
It's one of those games that I go back to every few years, play it for a little bit, realize that I hate that game, and then stop playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you're not missing much. That's the game
very
I made
fair.
before this one. So
Yeah, no,
Wow.
and I mean, there's still, the recent games for Call of Duty, and then they have their extraction shooter, but that's neither here nor there because we're not here for that. But, gentlemen, do we have any final thoughts? Do we have anything else we want to add?
Redneck
lobbies.
is the best mom. That's my final thought.
Wait, excuse me?
I said
Good
what I
enough.
said.
Good enough, I suppose. Cube, what about you? Anything specifically as to being a newer player, or even something you would say to newer players otherwise?
I wish they would just add private lobbies so I could like practice with more people like you. You know what I mean? If I was new, we could all get in a lobby together and all fight each
Yeah.
other. That'd be awesome. Private lobbies
Yeah.
would be cool. It's only 12 people. It can't be that hard to add just
Right.
a private
Just-
lobby.
And like it would be awesome because like even in shooting range you can only have up to 3 people, and it's like come
Exactly.
on, like let us have more.
Imagine a full bounty hunt with everyone you know and you're all in the Discord together.
Yeah,
Be
that
great.
would be so fun.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
they'd add that and
KD
like
wouldn't matter. Like it would just be it wouldn't add to your stats or your XP. It would just be for
Exactly.
fun.
No
they'd
money,
add
nothing.
that
Just
shit, and
go.
for some reason the fucking Bornheim reload bug would be back.
For no other reason than fuck you.
I think it's only works that way when you're holding it, Rat.
Could be. Could be.
Has never given me any issue.
I've had the issue, but that's because I suck with the Bornheim. So.
Ah.
Therein lies the problem.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, the number one thing I would say, especially to newer players, if you've listened this far and you've come this far, is what I would tell you if you were struggling with Hunt and maybe you're on the fence and a podcast was your way of kind of getting deeper into the experience, don't give up. But the number one thing is if you are losing, you are still playing the game correctly. Like,
Yep.
and what I would say is, and I'll stand by it, get good with your consumables. Your tools, they're very situational, but your consumables, especially where you can get so many of them from the orange boxes across the map, they help you so fucking much. Just get used to using everything that's in your consumable inventory. If you run out, you have your guns.
Dude, I have said it for so long that like the best way to learn this game is to have a Dark Souls mentality with it. Like you're gonna die and you're gonna die a lot, but use each death to learn something new about what you're doing.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This game hates you, and it's not afraid to show you that it hates you.
Mm-hmm.
This
So
game
you're going
wants
to die. Even if
Yeah,
you're
that-
doing everything 100% correct, you're still going to die. So
This game is like that Dungeons and Dragons dungeon master that like thinks that it's a game where the dungeon master is trying to beat the players.
Cringe.
Hey, the heavens. All right, gentlemen. Okay. Are we wrapped up on final thoughts?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. I just want to say, because I said it before and everybody questioned me, Kanye absolutely is an animal. You don't have to believe me. Just on YouTube, type in Kanye new song, Thank Me Later. The man's literally lost his marbles. But that's my final thought. Okay.
He had them in the first place?
I mean, probably not.
Well,
Realistically,
if he didn't, something evil has attached to him now. Yeah.
he's a demon. Okay.
This is now an episode of Ghost Adventures.
Hunting Kanye.
Hunting Kanye. Newest ghost on Phasmophobia. He's just
Hell
a
yeah.
whole new level of ghost, dude.
That song's just playing in the background.
Yeezy
Sorry.
difficulty.
Just a random Kanye album song every time. It just makes it easier, but he's like fast as fuck and really hard to find. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all so much for listening to this episode. Oh, wait, no, I sure don't, because I missed something, and I already said how HB is really fucking good at missing everything. So
We're great
we're
at being bad.
We're just gonna skip it now, and we're gonna do the outro. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck no, we're now. I want to go through all of our honorary hunters.
Oh.
A Cunning Rogue, Big Monkey CNC, Call Me Roy, Cube, hi Cube, Drake, Element, Glonky Pete, Gumbo John, Hans, Hazmat, Jay Tizzle, Kurzair, Kit, Chris, Kugisaki, Mama Bear, Mimic, Our Father Gray, Penguin, Rez is Dead, Sway, and Warfinger. You guys are all absolutely incredible. That, again, includes you, Cube. And we appreciate you guys so much for coming and hanging out. It really is a pleasure to run this podcast with people that really make it worth it. And you guys especially, and a lot of you hunters that come in here and chat with us, we appreciate you so much. Please stop by anytime. You're always welcome in our Discord. You don't have to join. You can just listen passively. But it is so fun interacting with all of you. Thank you. From the
We
bottom
love
of my
you
heart.
all in the most tender of ways.
Most certainly. But I want to thank you all now, for real, so stupid fucking Future Bar doesn't have to record that goddamn segment again. I want to thank you all so much again for listening to this episode. And as always,
Stay hunting.
stay hunting, everyone.
Stay hunting and live to fuck the moon another day.
Yep. Oh my god, never mind.
One day more.
Let's whack his pee-pee. All
Take
right.
that. Take that, Sleepy. You agreed this time.
I guess.
I have won officially.
No.
Cube, give us an outro before we rant infinitely into the void before we cut off the episode.
Just remember, if you're not dead yet, you're playing it wrong. Get in there.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Get in there, buddy. Smacks your butt.
Balls deep.
Go get him, champ.
I want to hear your still nuts dragging along the ground because you ran in there.
What the fuck?
I don't
This
care
baby has so many deaths inside them.
I don't care if all you got a Winnie. Get in there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you better get headshots. I want to hear nothing but fucking gunshots and deaths, and it's because you went full cowboy. No levering, though. That's levering's for pussies, and I would know. I use it.
I was gonna say,
I'm cool with that, man. You are what you eat.
You know,
Oh.
good lord. The macaroni art turned out like shit, so I'm a little disappointed in you, Sleepy. Just
Hey,
saying.
I worked on that for 3 days.
Yeah, why are
In
you
that
talking
basement.
about me?
Oh
Like, what do
wait,
you
no,
mean
it was
me?
Rat. It was
Yeah,
Rat
it was
and
Rat
Kaiser,
and
that's right.
Richard.
Well,
Freaking-
you
He's still
coordinated
disappointed
it.
with you, Sleepy.
Yeah.
He's still disappointed in you.
Yeah, this was your
I
creative direction. You know why I said that? It's because you fucking AI generated the goddamn image.
Hey, I actually didn't have macaroni pieces. I would have actually done it with real macaroni pieces. Just saying, like, if I had any, but I just didn't. So
You know what? We'll
Hey,
get an
you
actual
have
macaroni
to-
picture.
you have to give me credit for trying. You really do.
I do. You're not wrong. Also, you know, maybe I'll have Richard do an outro just for funsies. We did Rat last time, so fuck it.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, Cube. Shut it down with another comment to the beautiful people.
I got nothing. Help me out.
Oh, that's
Uh,
perfect.
Just make a noise, like with your mouth or something.
Ah.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got nothing. Fuck you.